Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get our recording going. And again, we want to welcome you onto the call tonight. We appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy schedule to be here with us on the call tonight. First of all, I want to say thank you. And I want to say thank you to the person that invited you on the call tonight. I want to double check and see very quickly how many guests do we have on the call tonight in the chat box area, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a guest, please put a one in the chat box area. Want to double check and see how many guests we have on the line with us tonight and see if we can get an official count. This is our first call of the new year, 2026. And wow, we've got quite a few that are coming in. I think our count is over 16, 17, over 20, 21 guests already. And this is very, very powerful. Again, a lot of folks coming onto the call tonight. Looks like we're right now in the 30 range. So again, they're still coming in. I'm going to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, right now, and we will shut the chat off. Numbers are still coming in. Looks like about 38 to 40 people who are brand new for 2026. So the chat has actually been shut off. If you didn't get a chance to basically announce yourself or let us know that you're there, we want to welcome you. Again, someone thought enough about you to come to the call for the first time, and they're sharing something special with you. But I do want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that the person that invited you here tonight, they did so for a simple reason, is because they have something that has been life changing for a lot of people. So as we get started tonight, I'm going to go ahead and very quickly, let's see if we can throw up a quick survey and let's see if it works for us tonight. We're going to launch the survey. If you guys can just fill out the survey for us very quickly. Three quick questions should be appearing on your screen right now. Hopefully they are. If not, we'll try to get that poll to come up in a few minutes. Okay, the poll is not working. People are saying the poll can't work. Okay, there it is. It's coming in now. So again, answer those questions very quickly while you guys are doing that. I'm going to invite you to our call tonight. Again, this is BG Wealth Sharing Group, the world's largest hedge fund. And I always want to start out with a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. We are not financial advisors. We're not giving out any kind of financial advice. The information that we're going to talk about tonight is information for informational purposes only. This is not a solicitation for the purchase or sale of investments. And with trading, ladies and gentlemen, we always tell everybody past performance is not indicative of future results. The cryptocurrency market is highly volatile and involves a high amount of risk, which you may lose some or all of the funds that you invested. Now, we all have to give that disclaimer as we get started here in the beginning. And I want to share with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, what's been so special about this, because this is a win-win-win scenario. I don't know if you've ever been in that scenario before or not, but I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right now. And we double checking. We have 41% of the people that answered the poll that showed that they were brand new tonight. So again, we want to thank you, but just remember, the person that invited you to this call, they did it because they care about you. They earn their income anyway. So if you decide it's not for you, that's okay. If you decide you want to wait a little while, that's okay because they still make money anyway. However, they would love for you to make money with them. That's the whole part of it. You know, it's no fun if you're the only one making money and everybody else is not gaining from something that is absolutely changing people's lives. And we had a second question here. And we said that if you could double your income, or double your account in less than 2 months, would you? Guys, got 100% response on that. Everybody said that they would. So you are definitely on the right call at the right time. And of course, do you know how to copy and paste? 139 people said yes. Two people said no. And what we're going to do is help those two people who said no. We're going to show everybody how to do that. So if the box is still appearing on your page, ladies and gentlemen, just click on the little red X and that is going to take the box away, okay? And let's go ahead and get our call started tonight. First of all, we're talking about a win-win-win scenario. We have an advanced AI trading system. You guys know AI is doing everything now. Flying airplanes, it's driving cars, doing things that was unheard of 20 years ago. We have a AI that is doing all the trading for us and could do the trading for you as well. And its win ratio is 99.6% or higher. Now, you have to understand something about this. There's three different entities that are involved. You, one, the person that comes to this call and would like to earn income. The second is BG Wealth Sharing Group. They're the individuals that own this AI amazing trading system. And the third is DSJ Exchange, which DSJ Exchange, ladies and gentlemen, is registered. They're a Australian company. And I want you guys to understand that BG Wealth Sharing, they actually signed a 10-year agreement with DSJ that we can use the AI trading system absolutely for free. That's right, folks. I said absolutely for free. And we use DSJ's platform because you have to have either a broker or an exchange to be able to trade the cryptocurrency market on. Well, DSJ Exchange holds registrations and business certificates in more than 30 countries, including the Australian Securities and Investment Commission, as well as, ladies and gentlemen, they have filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as you see a bunch of other places listed here on your screen. Now, with that being said, they have alerted the authorities to let them know that they're not only here, but they're in business, and they're in business to help individuals change their financial life. And that's the mission behind this company. Professor Stephen Beard wants to help over 1 million people get out of financial difficulty. And that's why in August of 2022, he signed, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-year agreement with DSJ to allow all of us to be able to use the platform and to be able to follow the signals coming from his incredible trading system. And what's interesting is that AI does not trade like most traders who lose money. They lose it because of emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, AI has no emotion. AI simply reads the market, finds the best vantage point to get in, and it takes the trade based on history and based on the current information that's being fed into the system so that it can make a correct decision on the highest probability outcome to win a trade. And that's exactly what we've been doing. You know, the BG philosophy is real simple. It's to help you realize that you can do better than what you're doing and to grow. I always tell people, if you cannot grow, you cannot be happy. And that's what BG Wealth Sharing is doing. They're providing a long-term AI-powered daily trading system that has been building income and growth. Now, I'm going to ask a simple question. If you're in the company and you've been using this AI trading system, if you've been winning your trades every single day, put hearts up in the emoji section. I want all the new folks here to see the folks that are in this. Are you winning trades every single day by just simply copying and pasting? Ladies and gentlemen, look at all of the hearts coming up. It's absolutely amazing. The page is full of them, and that gives us something called a clue. You see, a lot of times people will go online and they'll read negative things online and they'll say, oh no, people in that company, they're not making money, or oh no, the company is a scam. And people say that, but ladies and gentlemen, you see all the hearts coming up. It can't be two different ways. Either we're making money or we're not making money. And ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, and we'll show you, we are making money. That's the reason why there's over 400 people on this call tonight. Here's the 5 things you got to remember. We have an AI trading system that wins over 99.6% of its trades, that is documented and verifiable. We are compliant and legal, DSJ Exchange, in over 30 countries. Professor Stephen Beard even put up a guaranteed fund safety, meaning that in 2024, he put up 30 million pounds, which is $40 million, ensuring the safety of all members' funds. Guys, I've never seen a company do that before, and I've been trading for many, many years. He has that long-term partnership, and Ladies and gentlemen, stability meets opportunity. You can sit and earn income every single day by copying and pasting, or you can share this with other people and earn even more income. Now, let's talk a little bit about trading with DSJ. Is it simple? Well, here's how it works. Let's say a person put in the amount of money, let's say $500 USDT. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with this, 500 USDT is equivalent to 500 US dollars. So let's say you started with 500 USDT and everybody gets 2 trades per day at about 1:30 p.m. Eastern and 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So when you take the trade is going to equal 1% of your asset value. So if you have $500, it's only going to trade or risk 1% of your account. I absolutely love that. That's for your protection. That's for my protection. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, when it wins the trade, you're going to earn approximately 60 to 65% of the profit. The company lets you keep that. The remainder of the profit is split between DSJ and DG. So that means with $500, after the first day, your balance would be, after winning 2 trades, somewhere around $506. The next day, it looks at your whole balance of 506, and now it trades off of that. So the next day, you could be making as much as $13. You guys see that? After 2 days. So that means that your bottom line is your account starts to compound. You made about $6 the first day, and by the end of the second day, you're up to $13 in profit. That's why this is so phenomenal. So how do we copy and paste? It's real simple. We're going to copy a code from a site called BondChat. We paste the code into our DSJ account, and we confirm. And so when you open up DSJ, you're going to click on the word future. See how the arrow's pointing to the bottom? You're going to click on the box that says invited me. You see the box right there? And then it's going to say, please enter the order code. Tonight you're going to see us. We'll show you live how we're going to paste that code right there in the box, and we hit confirm. Once we do that, we just check it to make sure the position order says pending. Now let me ask you a question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you feel like you can copy and paste, give me a thumbs up. I want to see that. Everybody give me a thumbs up in the emoji section if you feel that you can just copy and paste just what we showed you here. See, it's not difficult. It's simple. There's nothing complicated. You notice I didn't say you had to learn anything about trading. You didn't have to know about charts and trend lines. No, you just copy a code and paste it. And then the amazing thing is, about 10 to 20 minutes later, the AI will see that you've copied and pasted the code, and then it's going to trade your account for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is so powerful. We don't have to even think about it. That's why this is so amazing. So people tell me all the time, I don't believe that you guys, I read online that there's no way in the world you guys are winning 99% of your trades. Well, I open up my back office, and ladies and gentlemen, remember, documentation beats conversation, is showing you here that I took 827 trades. And if you look down below, what's the win ratio? 99.76%. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means that while others on the outside are saying all kinds of crazy things and negative things and saying this isn't true and that's true, not true, we open up our back office and we show you what's happening. See, there's always 2 different sides. There's a rumor of what people think, and then there's the actual facts of what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, every single day we experience the facts. People tell us, I heard you people are having trouble withdrawing. People can't withdraw. Ladies and gentlemen, I've withdrawn over 45 times since March the 3rd when I got started. You see, if you know how to withdraw and you follow the proper procedures, withdrawals are never an issue. But again, if you go online and you listen to the negative rumors that's out there, they will tell you that people can't withdraw. Now, you're seeing the screen right here in front of you. If you look down toward the bottom, we did a withdrawal on 11/15, then another one on 11/16, then another one on 11/19, then we did it on November 22nd, November 23rd, November 29th. We did it also on December 3rd, December 9th, December 19th, December 29th. Anytime we wanted to withdraw, we just simply go and hit the button and do it. You see, you have to understand that when people can believe one thing, but the reality is always what it is going to be. That's the truth. You know, people say, well, what happens if the trade signal fails? And sometimes it does. This gives you an example. If a person put in $500 and they were trading and they risked the $5 and that trade failed, then what they have is a recovery system where they give you a replacement trade and they'll go back in at 3% on the replacement trade. And you notice the profit there is now saying $9.75. That means when you win this phase 2 or the replacement trade, you're going to win almost 3 times what you would have made on the first trade. Well, now we see that in theory, but ladies and gentlemen, how about if we go look at it in facts? Here's the lady's account on December the 9th. If you look at it, what we trade is BTC versus USDT. Now, if you go down the screen here, you'll see that she was risking 1% of her account, which was $792. That trade lost. See how it's right here in red? So immediately $792 came out of her account. Then the company turned around and gave her a replacement trade. If you notice on the right side of the screen, same date, 12/9, the replacement trade went in for 3 times as much. Now she was risking $2,400. And ladies and gentlemen, the trade won and it made $1,453. What does that mean? It simply means this. This person now replaced what they lost and still ended up in profit. So what I'm sharing with you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. When we say that it risks 1% of your account, this person at the time had $79,000 in their account. You just take 792, you add 2 zeros to it, and they had an account balance of over 79,000. So they lost $792, but then the next trade, they made back $1,453. Again, we're talking about a win-win-win scenario. Now, I will tell you this. The first time I was shown this was back in July of 24. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now 2026. And when I was first shown this in July of 2024, I said, you know what? If I get into this and I'm right, yeah, I'm going to love it. But if I'm wrong, oh no, I can't live with losing any money. And so I waited 9 months. I lost 9 months before I got involved in this company. I didn't get involved until March of 2025. The reason being because if I just had a thought about it, if I only risk what I can afford to risk, meaning if I don't invest more than I can risk, then I'm okay. And I wasn't thinking about that for a second. And if I had a thought about that, ladies and gentlemen, you know, what if I only invest the money that I give away in just 1 month? Well, I'm going to ask you this, folks. Do you know the majority of families give away money every single month and don't think anything about it? I went to ChatGPT and I asked them, how much does an average family spend on eating out? And it came back with this, roughly $800 to $1,200 per month on eating out on restaurants, takeout. Guys, look at that. So what if I said, you know what, family, we're not going to eat out this month. We're going to eat at home. We're going to save some money. And the money that we save that we're going to spend anyway, we're going to give it away. We're going to now take the money and we're going to invest it in something that can change our financial life. Do you see the importance of that, ladies and gentlemen? And that's why when people get started, they just take funds away from something that they've been giving away and never get any kind of return on it. And now they put it into DSJ to be traded with. So you see, if a person comes in with $500, they're going to turn around and give you immediately $25 the day you join. If you come in with 1,000, they're going to immediately add an extra $50 to your account. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that they're going to turn around and give you additional bonus signals. And the person that shared it with you, they also get additional rewards. Like if you came in with 1,000, you're going to get 50. The person that shared it with you gets an extra $100 added to his account. You're going to get 6 bonus trades, meaning on top of the 2 trades that you get every day, you're going to get 6 more trades. And the person that referred you is going to get an additional 12 trades if you came in for $1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a win-win-win scenario. So what does this look like? Let's say a person came in, ladies and gentlemen, with $500. Or in this example, let's say a person came in with $3,000. Now, with 2 trades a day, you're going to earn anywhere between 1.2 and 1.3%. I always use the average of 1.25, but this just gives you an example. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, in just 60 days, you put this in a compound calculating chart, it shows that in 60 days, the 3,000 is now sitting somewhere around $6,511. We're going to look at a compound calculating chart tonight to see that. The difference is, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why we share this with everybody, 60 days. Because in 60 days, you can withdraw anything out of your account and you will not pay an additional 20% early withdrawal fee. But if you take the funds out before they double from trading, then you have to pay a 20% early withdrawal fee. Now, there's always a 12% withdrawal fee no matter what, but that's the reason why most people leave their funds in for a minimum of about 60 days, and because typically a little bit less than that is when the account doubles. Now, here's what's really interesting. We're talking about taking 2 trades a day. I want to show you the difference between taking 2 trades a day versus 3 trades a day. Same $3,000, using the same rate, but now in the same time period in 2 months, now you're looking at over $6,000. You guys understand that now 6,500 is a lot more than just what you saw earlier. So the deal, and I always tell everybody this when you look at the compound calculator chart, the deal is there's a big difference between 2 signals and 3 signals a day. And we're going to cover that. We're going to show you with the compound calculator chart, what's the difference in 6 months? What's the difference in a year? How do I get 3 trades a day versus 2 trades a day? Well, I tell everybody this. It's real simple. If you want to have 3 trades a day, you can go out and build what we call a team. If you share this with 5 people who get started for $500 or more, and once each of them have shared it with 5 people who got started for $500 or more, this is a small team of just 30 people, that qualifies you for the 3rd signal. It's a permanent signal. And there's a huge difference when we look at the compound calculator chart between 2 trades a day and 3 trades a day. Now I'm going to double check right now and see if it's time for us to do a live trade. And then we're going to go back and look at the compound calculator chart. So let me double check with admin. Hang on, everybody. Okay, I've just been alerted that we are ready. So we're going to go ahead and switch screens here for a second. In a moment, we're going to pull up and show you the copy and paste. We're going to go right there. So a new screen should be coming up right now. We go to Bond Chat. There's our code. So we're going to click on that code at the bottom. We hit the word copy. And now we're going to go over to the DSJ site. We're going to click on futures at the bottom. We're going to click on the word invited me. And remember the box. We're going to enter the order code right into the box. We're going to paste it in there. and we're going to hit confirm. See, we got a check mark. The last step, we go to position order. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, everybody on this call right now, give me a hand clap if you just did that. I want to see how many people here on this call just did a copy and paste. Now, I want all the new folks to look at this to let you know that we didn't do that alone. We did that with about 400,000 other people. That's what's so powerful about this, and the numbers are growing every single day. And what did we do? We copy and we paste. It's just that simple. So what I'm going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip back our screens. So we're going to go back to our original share, and I want to share with you guys. Let's go back. Let's take a look at our main screen again, where we talked about getting 5 and helping those 5 get 5. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to click off of here for a second, and I'm going to go to what's called the compound interest calculating chart. Now, remember, we had a figure in there at first of $3,000. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show what if you just started with a mere $500. And I want you to put in, I don't even put in 1.3 because with 2 trades a day, I've been averaging about 1.25. So I always want to under promise and over deliver. So if I click on daily compound and we put in $500 and we put in 1.2, because each trade is about 0.6 to 0.65. So 2 trades will equal 1.25. And I'm just going to put in 1 year here. And I'm going to hit the word calculate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this, it's showing about $46,000 over a year's time. Now, I'm not projecting income. I'm not projecting anything at all. This is for illustrative purposes only. I'm just showing you mathematically what's possible. And the amount that you see goes up every single day as your account goes up. But remember the difference between 2 trades a day, and I want to show you 3 trades a day. So I'm going to put in about 1.85. Same $500. I'm going to hit the word calculate. Now look at the difference, ladies and gentlemen. The difference is absolutely huge. Over 400,000 in just 1 year. We didn't put in any more income. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, the income is actually higher than what I'm sharing with you, because by the time this happens, you would have received additional bonuses. And with the additional bonuses, ladies and gentlemen, and I always like to share this with people, is because with the additional bonuses, you would be looking at literally about $400 in extra bonuses, along with, ladies and gentlemen, you would be getting a salary of about $450 a month. So if I calculate and I add that in, watch what happens to the 400,000 figure. Now turning into $1.1 million. Now, where did I come up with this extra $400? And where did I come up with the extra 450? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to our chart, because I want to show you something that happens very, very powerful and very, very uniquely. You see, when you refer 5 people, you become what they call a junior spokesperson. They're going to give you an extra $100 bonus, and you're going to get a cycle bonus or a salary of $30 every 10 days on the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th. When you have 2 of your 5 people have 5, and you have a total of 25 people on your team, they're going to give you an additional $300 bonus. That's where I got that additional 400. I added the 100 and the 300. That's 400. And remember your monthly salary, I said 450. That's $150 every 10 days on the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th. When you become a level 3, that means over 125 people on your team. 3 of your people that you've personally sponsored have at least 5 people personally that they sponsored. And you receive an $800 reward and a $500 bonus. Then level 4, with 500 people on your team, you get an extra $2,000 bonus and you get $1,200 every 10 days. When you become a level 5, you're going to get a $5,000 bonus and you get an extra $2,400 every 10 days. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a person that ended up sponsoring me, his name is Alexander. And I know, Alexander, you're having some challenges right now, a few health challenges. But, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to try to clear his throat long enough. So, Alexander, if you can click the little raise your hand button because it's kind of difficult to find you with 456 people here. So, Alexander, if you can unmute your microphone, tell everybody when you started, and let everybody know what level you just achieved.
Hey, Randy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, my friend.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, man. And just, thank you and your wife for, this incredible Zoom that you do 3 times a week, and the success that I'm having is because of the team. Yes, I did start back in February the 17th. And some of you know my story and some of you don't, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell it because, all of you have a story to tell. And if you tell your story to enough people, somebody's going to listen. But you've got to keep telling the story. So I started February the 17th with $500, at that time, I was making $6.56 a day. Let me repeat that, $6.56 a day. And as I would call people and talk to them about this journey that I was on, they would ask me, Alexander, how much money you're making? And I said, $6.56. And they laughed at me and said, you're not making no money. Call me back when you make some money. And I thought, okay. And I would keep calling and keep texting, keep sending screenshots of where my account was going. And ladies and gentlemen, I made a commitment to myself that I would not miss a trade, regardless of what happens, regardless of what I was involved in, whether I was in Costco, shopping, at the movies, or stuck in traffic. It doesn't matter. I made a commitment that I would not miss a trade. And I did not focus on where I was at, but I focused on where I wanted to be. And I kept going and kept going. And I've been in the company now 11 months. And today I'm just so thankful and so grateful that I got promoted to level 6. And for those that don't know, level 6 is where you get a $12,000 bonus. That is absolutely a blessing. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, that's a good way to start off the new year. And the salary is $5,000 every 3 times a month on the 9th, the 19th, and the 29th. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. And so that takes my salary to $15,000 a month. And I tell you, you can pay the bills, you can buy groceries, you can pay the cell phone, you can pay your rent when you have a salary of $15,000 a month. That does not count what I earn from the copying and pasting. And the people that laughed at me, they're not laughing anymore. They're joining. And I just want to tell everyone that's here that can hear the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible opportunity. It's an incredible journey, but it means absolutely nothing if you just get in and don't share it and don't tell it and don't continue to move forward. I will tell you this in closing. Success is achieved and maintained by those who try and keep trying. Don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your dreams. Stay focused, stay committed, stay plugged in. And as Art Williams said a long time ago, never give up. Stay focused. Everybody, thank you so much. Incredible opportunity. And I'm looking forward to hitting level 7. And all you got to do is keep going and keep moving forward. Thank you so much, Randy, for everything that you do. And back to you.
Well, Alexander, that is amazing. Guys, can we give some hand claps, some emojis, some hearts for Alexander? That is absolutely amazing. And Alexander, I'm going to ask you, one other question, which is, and maybe two, but, obviously, with those bonuses, and I know it was just a blessing to get a $12,000 bonus. And I remember when you and I were talking on the phone way back in March, and I kept saying, "Man, do you think this thing is real?" And we had the same conversation, and everywhere we looked, it pointed to that it's real because the documentation came in every day. But to imagine where you would be at today, it's just mind blowing. And let me ask you, Alexander, have you made any withdrawals since you've been in the company?
Absolutely, Randy. I have done 20 withdrawals so far.
Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, people would ask me, Alexander, have you done any withdrawals? And I said no. And I told everyone that I was not going to do a withdrawal until my account hit $10,000. When my account hit 10,000, my first withdrawal was 450. When my account hit 30,000, I withdrew $5,000, and I did it because I was doing a test. I wanted to see how long it would take for the account to grow from 25,000 back to 30. So I took out 5,000, had 30,000 in my account, withdrew 5,000. The account was sitting at 25,000, and it took 8 days for it to get back up to 30. What did that tell me? That told me that every 8 days, if I wanted to, that I could take out $5,000. But I didn't do that. I kept going. And then I was talking with Ann about a month and a half ago, and I said, Ann, I'm going to take out 10,000. And she said, for what? And I told her the reason. It wasn't to pay no bills. It was just to try to, help other people get into the program. And she said, Alexander, don't touch your account. Let it continue to grow. I said, okay. And I listened to her. And my account has continued to grow to where it's even, it's a blessing, I should just say.
Well,
Thank you,
let's
Randy.
say this, Alexander, and I know you were you withdrawing some of the bonuses that you get every month. The 2,000 at the time, now the 5,000, and of course now the 12,000 and the $5,000 every 10 days. But can you tell us right now from that $500 you withdraw and you said over 20 times, what do you still have left in your account right now?
I knew you was going to ask that. I knew it. I don't really like to tell people. I mean, I did when I first came in the program, but I don't really like to tell people what's in my account for security reasons. Because of the fact that I'm a private person and I like to stay private.
I
But
understand.
but Randy, just because you asked and because of your commitment and because of you and I have a relation over 25 years, I have in my account 146,000.
Wow. Guys, can we give him some hand claps? I mean, from 500 to over 146,000 in his account right now, and that doesn't include the 20 times that he's already withdrawn money out of his account, and his account still has over 140. Did you say 146,000?
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing. Alexander, everybody's giving you hand claps. I appreciate you. Thank you for getting on this call, sharing this with everybody, ladies and gentlemen, because, I mean, obviously he's under the weather, but we appreciate the fact that he came on here to share this. And again, Alexander, congratulations. Absolutely amazing. I know
One
you'll be
thing,
hitting level 7 soon.
one thing I want to say, Randy, one more thing, if you don't mind.
Go
I,
ahead.
I, I know that, with the year, ending, a lot of people are calling people regarding opportunities, regarding other network marketing programs. And that's fine. And it's your choice to go look, but I will tell you this, when you find something that works, all you have to do is work it. And I will say this to everyone that's listening: you will never, ever win the Kentucky Derby trying to ride two horses. Why am I saying that? Make a commitment, stay focused. And there's a lot of junk out here. I've had a gentleman who has talked to me about 14 different opportunities since I've been in the past year, 14, and he's doing none of them. And I've been slowly, and so I'm just saying, stay focused, stay committed, put your blinders on, plant your flag, stay committed, and watch your life change. But you've got
Wow.
to change it. Thank you, Randy.
Absolutely. So I've had the same thing. People call me up, I mean, just like crazy about this program, that program, and then they don't last 2 or 3 months or 4 months, and then they're gone, and then they're calling you up about another one. When if you just had a came in here, I mean, the income opportunity, what we're looking at is absolutely phenomenal, amazing, and life-changing. And as Alexander talked about level seven, Anne, which was the lady that originally told me about it in July of 2024, Ann's a level seven, about to go level eight, but as a level seven, ladies and gentlemen, not only do you receive a $25,000 bonus, and not only do you get $10,000 every 10 days, but they also, at level seven, you get to choose your own dream car and the company makes the payments. So any car value between 50,000 and 300,000, you get to get and the company pays for it. What do you guys think about that? Can I see some emojis? What do you guys think about hitting a level seven? How many of you would love to hit level seven and have the company pay for you a brand new dream car? I mean, this is amazing. And you're making obviously enough money to pay for your own car, but it is the way the company says thank you for believing in us. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey. And thank you for helping people change other people's lives. And that's what this is all about. There's a level eight all the way up to level 12, where at level 12, you get a $2 million bonus and $1 million, ladies and gentlemen, a month. I tell you, every time I look at this company and every time I go over this, I get chills because it all boiled down to a decision that I made to get in. Granted, it took me a while to get in. It took me a while to make the right decision. But ladies and gentlemen, once I made that decision, that is the day my life started to change, and I had no idea that it would be on the path of where it is right now. So I want to say thank you to each and every person that's here on the line and ask you a simple question. Are you ready to create your BG story? Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to help others change their life? If you're ready, please show me some hearts. And I want to see how many people would love to not only change their life, but help other people change their life. That's what this is all about. That's why we're here. The people out there that talk negative things, guys, they've been talking negative things for 2 years now. And the whole time, every single person in this company has been making money every single day. So you can't have two different truths. Either they're right or they're wrong. And every single day, the professor sends a message and proves to them that they're not only wrong, but they really should turn around and listen and start to change their life and help others change their life as well. I'm going to check with admin to see very quickly if our trade results are out before we jump off the call today. And I've just been notified that they're not out yet. So I want to do this while we're still here waiting. And I'm going to ask a simple question. How many people here, and I want you guys to think about this for a second. How many people here that are in the company that you're very grateful and thankful for the person that shared this with you? How many people are feeling that way? Let me see some emojis. I want to see how many people are really thankful about the person that shared that with. And guys, listen, I'm not saying that you have to do this, but sometime this week, wouldn't it be a great idea just to call that person up that shared this with you and just say thank you? When you look at what it's doing for you and what it's doing for other people, just tell them thank you. Because what's happening here is literally, literally life changing. I want to check here very quickly. There are a couple of events, ladies and gentlemen, that are coming up. And I was looking for Tara on here. Tara, if you could raise your hand to talk about your event coming up in Atlanta. There's also Jumani that has an event coming up in Jackson. So I don't see Tara. Let's see if Jumani's here. Jumani or Tara, so they can kind of go over those events. We did post them in the BG messages group. There's Jumani. Jumani, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and unmute yourself. Tell everybody about what's going on in Jackson.
Hey, Randy, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir, I can.
All right, great, great, great. All right, we have an event in Jackson, Mississippi on January 24th, Saturday, January 24th at 11:30. Thank you guys for supporting. We've gotten overwhelming responses. I've gotten messages at least every other day for people that I don't know. You guys are welcome to come to the city. We're going to show you a good time. We're going to show you how we do it. And we're going to also show you our facility that we have. So make sure you show up, and we're going to have something after the event. But it's going to be Saturday, January 24th, Jackson, Mississippi. See you there.
Awesome. And then there's an event in Tupelo also on the 10th, isn't there, Jamani?
Yeah, Tupelo, Mississippi. We actually, some of the team members and I are going there next week. Tracy, of course, Tracy from Jackson. Tracy has to hold it down. Tracy, and we got Coco. Coco is a star in the making and a sleeping giant. Curtis Body. We going down to Tupelo to show up and show out. Keita has an event next weekend, next Saturday. We will be going down to Tupelo. So if you got somebody in the Tupelo area, make sure that you get with your sponsor and they will get her information. Let's pack the house out in Tupelo. And the Tupelo people have already committed to coming to Jackson. So let's support. We get ready to put the SIP, Mississippi, on the map, you guys. That's all I got. And Tara, I'm going to speak for her. That's my sponsor. Tara is having an event the same day. It's next weekend. Make sure you guys show up and show out. It's in Atlanta. Next weekend, Tara is having an event in Atlanta. Make sure you get with your sponsor. And if you're in the Atlanta area, make sure you reach out to her. Y'all could tear. Atlanta is a great city for BG. If we're doing it in Jackson, I know y'all could do it 10 times better in Atlanta. All right.
Awesome, awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, in the BG Messages group as well, Tara's event is listed there. There's a QR code. All you have to do is scan the QR code. It is an Eventbrite event, so you have to purchase tickets ahead of time. The tickets are free, but you purchase the tickets ahead of time. I do know they're going to have refreshments there for everyone as well. So again, no cost for you, just absolutely powerful. That event is, as they said, on the 10th. And in the BG Messages group on Telegram, you can go ahead and scan the QR code, register for it. Once they are full, they're going to stop the registration. So you definitely will need a ticket to get into that event. I know that's going to sell out really, really quick because the last one she did in Atlanta was absolutely powerful. And looking forward to that as well. So again, different events that are going on. And as you heard Jamani say, I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but Jamani has they're creating 300 offices in the U.S. BG is. Jamani's opening up an office right there in Jackson. So that's an office where people can go see the presentations. They can go do the copy and paste party. So again, there's several people that are going to have offices in their area. So congratulations to Jamani on opening up an office right there in Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, the results are out. That's what you're seeing right there on your screen. You see people putting up dance emojis. People are absolutely loving that. If you won that trade, ladies and gentlemen, put hearts up. Let everybody know if you won this trade as well, the trade you just took. Let all the new folks know if you won that trade. And you see a bunch of hearts coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we do every single day. There's another trade coming up at 8 o'clock for those that qualify. If you have the third signal, if you do 3 trades a day, for those of you that qualify, that trade's coming up at 8 o'clock. And then there's another trade at 8:30, as well as another trade at 9 o'clock. As many as 7 trades per day. I want to thank each and every one of you again for being here on the call today. It has been a pleasure as well as a privilege. And again, if you guys are happy that you joined BG, if you're happy that you made the decision, ladies and gentlemen, to be here, we're going to ask you to do one simple thing. I'm going to ask everybody if they can to unmute their microphones in just a second. We're going to pull up that. And then, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, you can let everybody know if you're happy about your decision to join BG. So, with that being said, mics are getting ready to come open right now. Again, everybody, I've lost my signal here. Hang on a second, everybody, for some reason. So, I'm going to open it up from another device. Again, if you guys absolutely love the fact that you are in BG, you're making money, and you want to say to everybody that you're happy, please go ahead and unmute your microphone and let everybody know that you're happy. And for some reason, my system isn't working, guys. I mean, there's well over 384 people on here, but it is not, unfortunately, it is not letting me unmute everybody. So let me try one other area here. One other area, because I want you guys definitely to be able to do that. So let's try to see if we can get this here. You guys can unmute yourself. There we go. If you're happy that you joined BG, guys,
Happy.
Happy.
Let's
Happy,
go,
happy,
Houston.
happy.
Get back,
Yeah.
team.
Happy, Shay.
Chicago.
Million
Happy,
dollar
happy,
baby,
happy,
I'm
Shay.
happy.
Very, very
LA,
happy.
let's
Be happy.
go.
2026,
A lot of happy people
baby.
living out.
Watch your
Happy.
integrity, sir.
Happy.
You got to stay out.
A lot of
Yeah,
happy
man.
people.
Funny, funny
This
clips.
is
Still ain't
weird.
nobody
Happy.
sticking them back there.
Happy New Year. Happy.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, everybody, have a great
Man,
evening, and we'll
happy.
see you on our next call.
Continue
Good
wealth
evening.
year.
Yeah.
Home
Bye
now.
bye, everybody.
Happy New Year.